Hello and welcome to ThundR Farms. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a recently released mod, Unit Convert by ThundR Modding, but I thought before we jumped into the actual mod, we'd take a moment and step back and check out the ThundR's new itch.io page that he just launched today at the time of recording this. Not sure when this video will make its way out to YouTube. But he launched the page today with 3 different mods on here. The first couple of mods look to be some mods that will be used with modders or map makers to actually implement functionality in their mods and maps. But Unit Convert is one of those mods that's going to be able to be used by anyone. And so definitely check out ThundR's itch.io page. Keep an eye on this. He's done all kinds of awesome work for the community over the years for different versions of Farm Sim. And he's just started up a Facebook page here as well, where he's talking a lot about the mods that he's been working on. And you can see various updates and things as he's working on the different mods that he's got in the pipe. So today, though, we're going to focus on Unit Convert. Unit Convert, for those that don't know, is one of my favorite mods because it allows us to change all of the units in Farm Sim over from their default metric values to the values that I'm much more familiar with here in the US. And so we're going to be able to see things like bushels and pounds, gallons for all of our units in the game. And so I'm going to jump into the game and show those off, but you can download it right from ThundR's itch.io page here. And like anything on itch.io, when you go to download, you get the option to offer a small donation to ThundR as a thanks for the hard work that he does for the community. However, you can also just click no thanks, take you to the downloads, and download that completely for free. As always, though, I love the work that ThundR's doing, and so if you can, give him a little bit of a thank you. Now, we've got set up here already a couple of things just to show off the functionality of this mod. This mod is in a beta stage, so there are going to be possibly some bugs with it. I know right now there's a couple of small issues with multiplayer that ThundR said that he's working on. So it is supposed to work on multiplayer servers. He seems to be aware of the issue and will likely solve those as soon as he's able. We're going to focus on a single player playthrough here, though. All I've had to do to get this mod set up and working for US units in my game is to go ahead and install the mod, and then in my settings menu here, change my measuring unit from the default of kilometers to miles. And so if I'm using miles as my measuring unit in the default farming simulator settings, then when I hop into a vehicle here, you can see I harvested a row of this wheat, and in the bottom right hand corner, it's a little hard to see with that white text, is 19 bushels of wheat in the combine right now. And there are only 2 keyboard combinations here that you might want to use depending on what you're working with, and you can find those in the keyboard controls menu here in Farm Sim. We have the ability to change which unit we have selected, if there's multiple units that might be available for that particular measurement, and then we can toggle between volume and weight. So let me demonstrate those here on this combine, and we'll take a look at those in the other vehicles as well. Maybe for some reason we didn't want to see that in bushels, which is a volume unit of measurement. We instead want to see that in its weight unit of measurement. So I can push Control Shift and then the / key. We can see here that I have 1,152 pounds of wheat in the combine, and then I can now alternatively push right shift / and I can switch that between pounds and tons, which is really handy because a lot of times, depending on what material you're working with, you might want to think about it in pounds, you might want to think about it in tons, or in the case of grain, you most likely want to see that in bushels. If I hop on over here, though, to the silage that I have in this trailer, silage we wouldn't typically measure in bushels, and so the default unit here is cubic feet. But I can also flip that over and look at that in pounds using the right shift, right control / like I did in the combine, and I can shift between pounds and tons here as well. And then last but not least, we can also look at things in US gallons here, so I'm able to see gallons, or we can also switch to pounds here if we need to, and between pounds and tons as we could on the other ones. There are certain situations where you might want to see a liquid in a pounds format rather than in a gallons format, but for the most part, I'm going to be sticking to gallons for my liquid measurements, bushels for my grain measurements, and likely pounds or tons for some of my other stuff. I'm super excited to have those options available to me now finally. In addition to seeing those in the vehicle HUD here on this screen, we're also able to come into the commodity prices menu and see the bushels here for the grains. You can see some things have a default for the pounds like sugarcane and potatoes. And if we push the right shift forward slash here, I can also switch between pounds and tons for those items right in the commodity prices window as well. So you've got that option no matter where you're at within the user interface, which I found to be really cool. And so with that, we have the first beta version of Unit Convert available for FS22. You do have the ability to go into the XML file and add your own units. However, I'm not going to show that off in this video because ThundR said that he's planning to release an additional mod at some point to allow that configuration to happen. And so I just wanted to take a quick moment to put together this video, show off one of my favorite mods for Farm Sim. So excited to see this in Farm Sim 22. Make sure everybody in the community is aware of it because this is probably one of the most requested mods that I've seen in my channel. I know we have a lot of North American players in the community, and so head on over to ThundR's itch.io page, hit his Facebook page up, drop a like, and make sure to leave him a thank you and let him know how much you appreciate all of his hard work for the community. That's all for today. Kettering